सहना भवतु सहनौ पुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। So we have seen 2 chapters. As we saw, the teaching started with the Shishya's question. First of all, Upanishad started with the Shishya's question, Kene Shitam Patati Preshitam, by whose desire these sense organs, mind, organ of actions function in their respective areas, or prompted by whom do they function as in their respective areas, because they themselves cannot function, they themselves are inert. The consciousness that is seen in them seems to be borrowed. Why? Because they are an assembly, and whatever is assembled cannot be conscious on its own. It must have a consciousness which is borrowed from somewhere. So like a fridge is an assembly, it's made up of parts. So or a house is an assembly, it is made up of parts. So it is made up for whom the one for whom the house is made is different than the house. So also all these mind, sense organs, organ of actions, they are an assembly. They fit into an assembly, and that for which this assembly is made has to be different from this assembled things. So this is also one of the logic that the Bhashyakara will give when you study the Bhashya in detail. So for various reasons, one reason is that it is drishya. This mind and sense organs, organ of actions are drishya, and I am drishta. I am the seer, they are seen, and the experiencer, they are experienced. Hence, they are inert. They do not exist on their own, therefore they are inert. And second logic is, whatever is assembled for the sake of something else, and that which is assembled cannot be conscious on its own. Somebody else is after, somebody else. It is because of somebody else or something else that these entities have assembled. So these are the 2 logics to say that mind, prana, sense organs, organ of actions are inert. Guruji started giving answer. Shrotrasya shrotram, manaso manaha. It is the content of all this functioning elements. And how is it to be known? Not by the conventional means of objectifying something as this. That's not how we will know. Then how? Just as from the Guru Parampara we have heard, it is different from Vidita, it is different than Avidita. So it is not something that is known as an object, but it is also not something which is totally unknown, because it is the very self. There is only one thing which fits into this category, that which is different from Vidita, known, and that which is different from unknown, and that is I. Because I, the knower, can never be objectified. I can never know myself as this, as separate from myself as this, and yet I always know myself in and through every knowledge or every cognition or every thought. I am that. I cannot be without this knowledge. So if I know science, even in that, when can I know any particular knowledge? When I know the general knowledge that I am. So upon this I am general knowledge, all the particular knowledge is, sorry, I think I forgot to record. No, let's go now. Okay, so upon this general knowledge, all the particular knowledge is as a superimposed. And so, different from Vidita, different from Avidita means it is not something to be acquired or something to be given up. So, this was the teaching mentioned in the first chapter, and upon this, some more mana. So, this was Shravanam. The first chapter is in the form of Shravanam. Second chapter is in the form of Mananam. And the same thing is being contemplated upon. The teacher wants to make sure the Shishya has understood it correctly, and the teacher wants to shake off his understanding. Why? To make sure that he is understanding it the way it should be understood. That he is not trying to objectify it in any manner. So he says, if you think that you know it, then you know very little, meaning you know only one aspect of it. If you know this Brahman as some Saguna form, then like Rama Krishna, then you know only little bit. How has this Brahman to be known? As the very self. And is it just the self mind of this individual? Should I be knowing? Should I know this Brahman as just the self of this embodiment? No, I should know this Brahman as the self of all. And so the teacher wants the Shishya to think about this entity, this Brahman. And then the student comes up with his, his assimilated knowledge, and he uses his own words to explain the same teaching that the teacher said in Anyadeva Tadviditat Atho Aviditat Adi. That's what the teacher said. Now the Shishya says, Yadi Manyase Suvede. Oh, okay. Now the student says what? Naham manye suvedeti nona vedeti vedacha yo nastadveda tadveda nona vedeti vedacha. That I do not say that I know it very well, meaning I don't know this Brahman as an object, and neither do I say nona vedeti vedacha. Neither do I say that I do not know this Brahman. Because Brahman is my very self, so it can never be unknown to me. So, yes tadveda, yo nastadveda tadveda, nona vedeti vedacha. Those who know this truth in this manner, only they know it correctly. All others, they do not understand it in the correct way. This is how the student replies again in a coded language. So then the Shruti we saw yesterday, the Shruti then summarizes the same understanding in its own words. That yasya matam tasya matam, those who think that they know, they do not know. Meaning, those who think they know it as an object, they do not know. Whereas those who think that they do not know, they do not know as an object, they, in reality, they have understood the truth about this. Why is it so? So second line gives the hetu, gives the reason, or the logic, gives the logic. Avignatam vijanatam, vignatam avijanatam. Same thing, that it is not a matter of objectification. So those who are trying to objectify it, they do not know it correctly, because if you objectify something, uh, if I am knowing Brahman as an object, then what happens? Then that Anatma Buddhi is mixed up with the Atma Buddhi, and I am taking an adhyastha object, a superimposed thing, to be the reality, which is incorrect. Therefore, it is said, Vignatam Vijanatam. Without going into the words, I am just going to go into the crux of the meaning. The meaning is, if you know it Brahman as an object, then what happens is you are taking the superimposed object to be the reality. So the whole prakriya is to divert our focus, to focus our attention from the superimposed object to the substratum. So what is happening right now is like Atma Anatma. Why do we have to do Atma Anatma Viveka? Because right now Atma and Anatma has as though mixed up, right? So like that red hot iron ball, right? So is there an entity called red hot iron ball? Hmm?
No, there's nothing like a red hot iron ball.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So the redness is coming from fire, uh, and the roundness of the fire is coming from the ball. There is no such thing as a red hot iron ball. It is something that is a result of superimposing the ideas of fire and iron ball upon each other, right? So also here, whenever we are looking at anything as an object, that is what is happening, that we are superimposing two different things upon each other and understanding that object as an object. So that is the viveka that we have to do. We have to separate it out. Now, yesterday we saw, where are my tools? Yesterday, what did we see? Yesterday we saw how. Okay, give me a second. So yesterday we saw that this is a pen, this is a clip, this is orange clip, this is
No,
yellow.
yesterday we read about that Pradibodha Vividham.
Yeah, but I'm showing you something, that is all.
Yeah.
So yesterday we saw this this pen, this this orange clip, this yellow clip. This is what we saw yesterday. So what were you saying yesterday? What are you saying right now?
Light. That it's a light, not the object.
Good. This is a light in in the form of this yellow color, in the form of this clip. You are seeing light in the form of orange color, in the form of this clip. You are seeing light in the form of this pen. What is changing? Something is changing and something is unchanging. Light is unchanging, and the form of pen, clip, orange clip, yellow clip, this is changing, right?
Yeah.
So in every cognition, there is something that is changing and something that is unchanging. Now here, at least light and this object, that you can still comprehend as the same degree of reality. Now when we are talking about consciousness and a particular thought, it is not a same degree of reality. It is a different degree of reality. Like my body and the shadow are the same degree of reality or different degree of reality. it's a different degree of reality, right? My body exists, you would say, but the shadow is just, it's like it's uh, it's not a tangible thing, you would say. So also, uh, two different things, as though one is tangible and one is not tangible, has as though mixed up, and we have to separate it out in our mind, in our cognition, in every interaction, whatever we uh, any thought, there are two things that is obtained at the same time simultaneously. One is unchanging aspect and one is changing aspect. And so we are supposed to uh, shift our attention from the unchanging to the changing aspect. And shifting our attention from the unchanging to the changing aspect means shifting our attention from, it's a different degree of reality. So um, it is um, it is from vyavaharik to paramarthik. This is the jump that we have to make. So when we wake up from the dream, how do we wake up from the pratibhasik satta? How do we wake up from, whatever we saw in the dream did not really exist? We wake up to this reality. So also we have to wake up, when we wake up from the reality of this waking world, cognitively. Uh, by cognitively understanding these two, changing and the difference between the changing and unchanging in every cognition, then we know it correctly. So pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindate. Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate rutam. I will dwell on it later, but this is what we were discussing yesterday at length. Pratibodha viditam matam, that every cognition can become a doorway for knowing Brahman. We need not try to escape any cognition. Even a cognition of anger has arisen in me can become uh, the gateway to dwell on this true nature about oneself. It can become a gateway of knowing Brahman. That a cognition of anger, that a thought of anger has arisen in me. In that cognition, uh, first of all, you recognize that I know anger has arisen. So then you try to, divide that. Okay, anger has arisen, but who is that because of which anger has arisen is known, that I am. So because anger has arisen is known as what? This idam, as idam vritti, as this vritti. That I cannot be, but that because of which this vritti is illumined, that is what I am, that is what I, the consciousness, am. So this is what we have to recognize. What is maranam? This adhyasa is maranam. This mutual superimposition of one entity on the other entity, uh, that is the cause of all the sorrow, and that is the cause of my being unhappy. So what is amrutatvam? Uh, being able to uh, separate it cognitively and recognize the true self as as a satyam, and recognize uh, that recognize anatma as mithya. So is what is said in that fourth mantra. Again, we will dwell on this fourth mantra a little bit later. We now move on to, and then the last mantra says the phalam of Gnanam, that those who know, Atmana vindate viryam, Amrutatvam hi vindate, the real immortality is obtained by the knowledge of Brahman in this manner through every cognition. Atmana vindate viryam, and the strength, the real strength, is actually obtained by nothing other than Brahman, nothing other than the self. Vidya vindate amrutam, and so by the knowledge of the self, one gains immortality. What kind of immortality? That which is free from all the adhyasa. So the immortality we are talking about is the freedom from this mutual superimposition. The mutual superimposition of Atma on Anatma, Satya on Mithya, Atma on Anatma. So in this way, this Tvam-pada Shodhanam is happening, has been carried out through the two chapters. Last mantra said, Iha Ched Vedi Asa Satyamasti Na Ched Iha Vedin Mahati Vinashtihi. So those who have known Brahman as self in this lifetime, they have truly made a good use of their life. Everybody else, they have just destroyed one good opportunity given to them by Bhagavan. How do the wise people know this Brahman? Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichityadiraha. They know this Brahman to be the self of all, to be present in all the living beings. Having known this, Pretya Smat Lokat Amruta Bhavanti. They no longer fall for this adhyasa. Even if the adhyasa happens, they do not take it to be real. They do not identify with it. So then, Pretya, they give up Asmat Lokat, this world. What lok? This identification. This mutual identification with this mutual superimposition that is happening. We are not doing superimposition. Superimposition happens. But giving reality to the superimposition, that is where we have freedom to should I take it to be real or should I understand it correctly? Like the mirage water will continue to appear as mirage water even after knowing that it is mirage water. So, but we have the freedom to understand that it appears as water, but it is mirage water. It is not really water. So, like that, all we have to do is change our cognition. We have to change the understanding. Things will remain as is. The adhyasa will continue to happen, but we don't take that pratiti. We don't take it to be real. So now, Tatpada, what is Tatpada? Ishvara. Chintanam on Ishvaram. So that is being done. Okay. I take resort to this. So now it is an Akhyayika. As you know, what is Akhyayika? That the Devatas, okay, let us just read. So with the 2 chapters, the main thing has been taught. So Yaksha Upakhyanah. So the third khanda is the Yaksha Upakhyanah. And it is the Tatpada Shodhanam. Why is this Akhyayika being told? What is the Tatparya of this Akhyayika? For Upasana. It is meant for praising Upasana, meditation, that Brahman should be, that even after 2 chapters, if you are not able to recognize Brahman as self, that means some more you have to do some work. And so what kind of work? Yes, Chitta Shuddhi and Upasana. And so the second, third chapter is presented in the form of, emphasis on Upasana, so that our mind becomes ready for the knowledge that was taught in the first 2 chapters. So having said this, now we start with the this Akhyayika. Brahma Devebhyo Vijigне Tasya Brahmano Vijaye Deva Amahiyanta Te Aikshanta Asmakam Evayam Vijayah Asmakamevaayam Mahimeti. So at one time, this Devas, they won some yuddha, some battle, and they won over the Asuras, and they were just celebrating, they were just rejoicing that we won this all by ourselves, and not recognizing that they did not win this on account of their own strength, but it was without Brahman, without that which imparts the strength to them, they could not function. So even in Adhideva, see, we have Adhyatma, Adhibhuta, and Adhideva. So, how in Tattva Bodha we studied what? What is Sukshma Sharira, So we studied that Sukshma Sharira is made up of these Indriyas and etc. And in this Indriya we have Gnanendriya, Karmendriya. So in this Gnanendriya we have Chakshu, Shrotra, etc. So who is the Devta for Chakshu? We say Aditya is the Devta. Lord Sun is the Devta for Lord Sun is the Devta for Chakshu. Then who is the Devta for Shrotra? Dig is the Devta for ears. So in this manner, the Devtas for each of our sense organs were being told. So where was I heading? Where was I heading? So in this manner, Adhyatma, Adhideva. This is what I was trying to, make you realize. Adhyatma and Adhideva. So we were told that each of our organ, how it is associated with the, yes, that is where I was going. Each of our organ is associated with the Adhideva. So in this individuality, am I functioning on my own? Can I function on my own? Can my ears and eyes function on my own? No. Only when they are blessed by the Adhideva, then it functions. So that was told to us in Tattva Bodha. So how our individuality is not an independent being, it is always connected, it is always associated with the cosmic, with the cosmos. What about the cosmos? What about the Adhideva? Is it existing, functioning independently, or is it also getting, energy from somewhere? Is it also getting consciousness from somewhere? So yes, even Adhideva are getting the energy. Even sun is not illumining by itself. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati. Sorry, na tatra. What is our prayer? What is our prayer? Evening prayer, Aarti prayer. Bhavana ji, Sudhir ji. What is it? Na tatra, na tatra.
Mamang.
Hmm? Anyway, so this my eyes cannot light you, Bhagavan. My this we saw it in Mundaka, right? My eyes cannot light you, Bhagavan. This Aditya cannot light you. Then what is this lamp going? How is this lamp going to light you? This is what we saw in Mundaka Upanishad, right? And this is what we sing in our evening bhajanas here, evening prayers, usually uh, in our Arsha Parampara. So even this Adhi Devata, they are not getting uh, their energy and strength by themselves. Even they are dependent upon this Brahman. Even they are dependent upon Ishvara. So that is being brought about that these devatas thought that it was their own energy, that it was their own strength. And so Bhagavan decides, Ishvara decides that I have to teach them a lesson. And so begins this Akhyamika. So they thought that all this victory is on account of our own glory. This is what they were thinking. So then what happened? So once you have this garva, then the garva has to be, the pride has to be taken down. Humility has to, be shown by getting rid of the pride. So Bhagavan appears as a form of yaksha, a particular form, a very bright and full of glory. He appears as this yaksha and then disappears. So then, by the very appearance of yaksha, these were all the devatas. They got very fascinated, and when it disappeared, they wanted to know who was that. And so one by one, they sent one devata that you go and find out, because all of them think that we are great because of us. We won this asura yuddha. So then one by one, all the devatas' pride is being knocked off. That you think because of you won this war, then okay, give all your strength and try to show me your strength. And one by one, it is shown that how even though the devta, the devta of the Vayu devta is not able to blow a blade of grass the Agni Devta is not able to burn a blade of grass. In this manner, their pride is being, they are being embarrassed that they were thinking of themselves as too great, but they are not even able to blow or burn a simple blade of grass. So that story is being commenced. तद्धैषां विजज्ञौ तेभ्योः प्रादुर्बभूव तन्न व्यजानत kimidam yakshamiti. So that is what I said, that when that yaksha came and disappeared, then this devta was fascinated, and then they wanted to know what kim idam yakshamiti, who is this yaksha. This is what they wanted to know. And what happened? Story. Then, so first Agni Devta, Agni Devta goes, then Vayu Devta goes. So, Te Agnim Abruvan Ajat, okay. Te Agnim Abruvan Jataved, Te where am I? Te Agnim Abruvan, Te Agnim Abruvan Jataved etat vijanihi kimidam yakshamiti tatheti. So then what happened? So then the Devatas told Agni that, hey Jataveda, you please, so Agni is also known as Jata Veda, and I'm not going to go into detail on why Agni is known as Jata Veda. We can take that when we discuss the Bhashya. But they told Agni that why don't you go and find out who this Yaksha is. So then Agni goes, Tad Abhyadravat Tam Abhyavadat Kositi Agnirva Ahamasmi iti Abravit Jataveda va Ahamasmi iti. So then Agni Devta goes to the Yaksha, and then Yaksha asks to the Agni Devta, who are you? So Agni Devta tells, I am known as Agni. I am very well known as Jata Veda. Then fifth mantra says, Tasmin, right? Fifth mantra, Tasmin stvai kim viryamiti apidam sarvam daheyam yadidam prithivyammiti. So, okay, Yaksha says, okay, I understand you are very well known. So, what is your, what capacity do you have? What samarthya do you have? What is your capacity? Oh, so this Agni Devta replies, whatever is there on this earth, I can burn. I can burn anything and everything on this earth. So, okay. So then what happens? Tasmai trunam nidadhau etadaheti tad upapreyaya sarvajavena tanna shashankadaktum satatah eva nivavrute naitadashakam vignatum yadetad yad etad yakshamiti. Okay, so what did Yaksha do? Yaksha he looked at Agni Devta and said, okay, that's your capacity, then take this blade of grass and please burn it. So then Agni thought, he is making fun of me, and he must have, like whatever. No, this is not Vayu, right? This is Agni. So he must have tried to burn it by the slightest of effort, but it didn't happen. So then he made, he tried to give all its effort, and still he could not burn that blade of grass. So then he returned to the Devatas, saying that I was not able to, know who that Yaksha is. So then the Devatas sent the Vayu Devata. अथ वायुम् अब्रुवन् वायवे वायु वायुवे ओके वायोः वायो एतत् विजानीहि किमे किमेतद् यक्षमिति तथेति. So the Devatas told why don't you go and find out who that Yaksha is? So तदप्यवदत् कोऽसीति वायुर्वा अहमस्मीति अब्रवीत् मातरिश्वा अहमस्मीति. Same thing happened. He went to the Yaksha told, who are you? He says, I am Vayu. I am also known as Matarishwa. Okay, so then तस्मिन् त्वयि किं वीर्यमिति अपीदं सर्वमाददीय यदिदं पृथिव्यामिति. So what is your strength? So Vayu Devata says, whatever is there on this Prithvi, I can, blow it. In 10th mantra, so Yaksha says, Tasmai trunau nidadau etad adatsva iti tat upapreyaya sarvajavena tat shashank tat न शशांक आदातुम् सतत एव दिववृते नैतदशकं विज्ञातुं यदेतद् यक्षमिति. So same thing, he gave a blade of grass and said, okay, why don't you, blow it? But Vayu was not able to blow it. He thought he was mocking. The Yaksha is mocking him. But even with all his effort, he was not able to blow that blade of grass. So embarrassed, he returned to the Devatas. So then what happened in the 11th mantra? So then Indra goes. Indra is what? The king of the Devatas. अथ इन्द्रम् अब्रुवन् मघवन् एतद् विजानीहि किमेतद् यक्षमिति तथेति तदभ्यद्रवत् तस्मात् तिरोदधे. So then the Devata said to Indra that why don't you only go and find out who this Yaksha is. So Indra said, yes, surely I will go. And so Indra goes. So then in the last mantra, Satasmin eva akashe striyamajagama bahushobhayamanam umam haimavatim tamahovacha kimetad yakshamiti. So actually before in the 11th mantra itself, Tasmat Tirodadhe, what happens is when Indra goes to Yaksha doesn't even give, he doesn't even appear before Indra. At least to the other Devatas, he was there in front of him, in front of them, and asking all the questions. Here, when Indra went, the Yaksha disappeared, vanished. So, but Indra, being the Devatas, being the king among the Devtas, what did he do? He prayed. He prayed. He thought that it must be, this is no ordinary entity. This Yaksha is no ordinary entity. And so he stands there for a while and he prays. And then this Uma, goddess, goddess Parvati, uh, she appears before him. Uma is also Brahma Vidya. Here it is representative of Brahma Vidya, appears in front of him, Indra, and she tells him that, who that. So actually, in the 12th mantra, what is being said is then in front of Indra, this Uma Devi appears, and when Uma Devi appears, then Indra asks, who was this Yaksha? So then Uma Devi, Brahma Vidya, answers who this Brahman was. So Yaksha, so this is how the story is. So Uma represents Brahma Vidya and the Yaksha represents Brahma. So the whole third chapter is in the form of Akhyaika, and then starts the fourth chapter. So fourth chapter is the conclusion of the teaching. The Uma Devi, the Brahma Vidya will be taught, and the Phala Kathanam, what is the result of this Brahma Vidya, will be taught. So let me see if I can complete at least a little bit. Sa ब्रह्मेति होवाच ब्रह्मणः वा एतद्विजये महीयत्वमिति ततो हैव विदाञ्चकार ब्रह्मेति. So that Uma Devi says, this was the Yaksha, was Brahma. This was Brahman. It is, you Devtas have been celebrating the victory as if it is all on your strength that you won over the Asuras, but it is indeed this Brahman. Without Brahman, you all could not have done whatever you did. Like without Brahman, the Surya cannot shine, sun cannot shine, the Dik Devta cannot do its job. And so also all the Adhideva, even when they are there, on whose account are they functioning? They are functioning on account of Brahman. So it is not that we have multiple devtas like Rama, Krishna, etc. Only one devta functions in different forms, or one devta, only one entity is given different names based on different functions. Only one entity is given the name of Ganesha, Hanuman, Rama, Krishna, and Devi, whatever. So, this is what Uma Devi tells Brahma Vidya. It's being told that this Yaksha was Brahman, and it is on account of Brahman that you all won over, conquered the Asuras. It is the glory of Brahman by which you all won. So, from that time, tataha eva, from that time alone, Vedanchakara Brahma iti. Indra came to know that yes, this is because of Brahman that I am what I am. So that's the story. Then let us at least finish the part of the story. Okay. तस्माद्वा एते देवाः अतितराम् इव अन्यान् देवान् यत अग्निः वायुः इन्द्रः ते हि एनत नेदिष्ठं पस्पृशुः ते हि एनत् प्रथमः विदाञ्चकार ब्रह्म इति. Because this Agni Devta, Vayu Devta and Indra Devta, because they saw this their yaksha very proximately, as if they almost touched this yaksha, and because they only knew this yaksha as he is Brahma, as Brahman. Therefore, among all the other devtas, they are considered more prominent. So this Agni, Vayu and Indra Devta are considered more prominent compared to other devtas, because these devtas at least got the glimpse of Yaksha, and they got to understand Brahman in its true nature. So this is Stuti, okay, Arthavada. This is just praising. Then third, so again, like I said, the first two chapters has told us what the Upanishad, Kenopanisad has to say. Now this is just a story if you are able to, focus on Brahman in this manner. But the whole Kenopanisad is what? First two chapters. So whenever you want to dwell on Kenopanisad, what should you dwell? 3 sentences. Brahman is different from Vidit. It is different from Avidit. One. Second, it is what? So it is not something that can be objectified. Then Pratibodhya Viditam Matam. That's the second thing that we should try to remember. These two things you have to try to remember. And the Shishya's Vakya, yes, that also can be remembered, that those who know it as an object, they do not know it correctly. Those who know this Brahman as the self, they alone know it correctly. So, different from Vidit, different from Avidit, meaning it is different from Karya, it is different from Karana, it is different from cause, it is different from Karana, it is different from something to be acquired and something to be given up, and that which is different from something to be acquired and given up is only one thing. Only I am that entity which can neither be given up nor can be acquired. So that's Kenopanisad. This is story. But it is story for what? For Upasana. If our mind is not prepared, if we cannot dwell on this fact by the teaching that was given to us in the first two chapters, then that means we have to pray. We have to spend time in some prayers. And so to praise, to give, what's the word? To emphasize how prayers are important for modifying, for making our mind, for making our personalities more subtle. It is praised. The prayers on an upasana is emphasized here. So, for this reason, these devtas are more prominent because they at least either they either got to have darshan of Brahman, or they understood, like Indra understood. So then in fourth mantra, the upasana of Brahman is being uh, prescribed. Okay, so we are almost ninth chapter. In fourth, तस्यैष आदेशः यदेतद् विद्युतत् आ इति इमीषत् आ इति अधिदैवम्. Oh, okay. Okay, so up till third mantra, so it, what I said, the Devatas were praised so that we as seekers, we are pumped up, we are motivated, that how meditation has a role to play. Meditation will help us see the truth. So now what kind of meditation can we do? So here meditation is prescribed. Tasyaish adeshah. Tasya esha adeshah. With respect to this meditation is prescribed. Yat etat vidyutat a iti it ini nyamishat iti adhidevam. How is the form of this adhidevata? How is the form of this devata? So basically the fourth mantra is giving you a type of meditation where you take this Brahman, the form of this Brahman, as lightening. So two forms of meditation are given. Lightening, and when you close your eyes and open it, so like you blink it. So two meditation, the lightning, how it comes and goes, and our blinking of the eyes, that also how it happens in not even a second. So those two types of upasana is being prescribed. Okay, let me just read out what this is. So how is Brahman? We can meditate. How is Brahman? I don't know. Because in the first two chapters, the Nirguna Swarup of Brahman is being shown. If I am not able to dwell on it, then how is Brahman? Brahman is like this, lightning, which comes and goes. How it comes and goes. Brahman is like that. We can meditate upon that. Or Brahman is like blinking of the eyes. This is how we can meditate upon the form of Brahman. Why do we have to do this? To make our mind subtle.
Pushti, I have a doubt that the Brahman can also be meditated as a form of a light, no? Not just by blinking of the eyes or only, just a form of, yes, the jyoti, jaise, no?
See, here I am just translating what the mantra is telling.
Okay.
So the mantra is telling the form of meditation. The mantra is prescribing two forms of meditation. One is lightening.
Yeah.
And the second is the blinking of the eye. Those are the two kind of meditation or forms of Brahman that the Upanishad itself is telling. So that is what I mean. We in modern times, we need not look at Brahman as light or anything. We can just meditate upon Bhagavan as Ram or Krishna. That will touch us more than, taking it as light or air or something. But this is what Upanishad is saying, and so we are just trying to understand those statements. What it actually means, so I mean, again, we will dwell more on it when we do Bhashya. It's all Sagun Brahma, right? So, I mean, Bhashyakara will explain it, but I don't think we need to dive in too much into it right now. So, right now, all that is necessary for you to know is that this mantra is giving two kinds of upasana. One is upasana of Brahman in the form of lightning, and other is upasana of Brahman in the form of blinking of our eyes. That's it. That is all that is needed at this level. We are soon going to study Kenopanisad. Not very soon, but it will be. It's coming, right? So at that time we will look at it. Then fifth mantra, अथ अध्यात्मं यदेतद्गच्छति इव च मनः अनेन च एतद् उपस्मरति अभीक्षणं संकल्पः. Okay, so two kinds of upasanas are given. Okay. Even I have to look at it. This was a while ago that I looked at this Upanishad. Okay, so now at the individual level, what kind of upasana can I do? Okay, Atha Adhyatmam. So, by which mind that goes, the mind that goes as though in proximity of this Brahman and comes back. Okay, I also have to understand what is it is trying to say. Yeah, I didn't think that I would take all these mantras today, but it is, it is just a matter of few mantras then, so I might as well complete it, but I'm not ready for it. Mantra. Give me a second. Let me open the Bhashya. Give some clue. So, okay, there it is. So, the fourth mantra is meditation on the Adhidevata. So, meditating of how, how is lightning? When you see the lightning, isn't it like blinking your eyes? It comes like it come at the rate of blinking your eyes. So the lightning, the flash of lightning, it's not just lightning, it's the flash of lightning. So the flash of lightning is compared with the closing of the eyes. So I'm sorry, I should correct myself. So there is only one type of meditation that is given, that is prescribed, or that is given through mantra 4, and that is a flash of lightning. So the Adhidevata Brahman is to be meditated as a flash of lightning, which is like closing of eyes. You know how at the rate of your closing of eyes, the flash of lightning also happens so suddenly and so quickly. So meditate upon Brahman like that. That's what it is saying. Then in fifth mantra, Brahman is to be meditated as the very self. So Ahangra Upasana is being prescribed. Uh, okay, you know what? I have to park this because I need to dive it a little bit further into this, and I don't think I can do it right now. All I will say is the fifth mantra is also a mantra of meditation. It is meditation on Brahman as the very self, and it is using mind. It is prescribing mind. These upasanas are more complicated than we can think of. That Upanishad was easier than the upasana that is being prescribed for Manda Adhikari. So I don't know how much Manda we are, but I felt the Upanishad was more easier than this meditation. So this is basically the meditation of Brahman as the very self, using mind as the prop. So there the flash of lightning was used as a prop for meditating upon Brahman. Here mind is used as a prop for knowing Brahman. Ahangra Upasana is usually, what is Ahangra Upasana? Where you project some idea on something and take it as the self. Um, and I will have to dive into this a little bit to explain it better. Hopefully, your notes will do a better job. But this is all. I will park it right now. Then let's go into the sixth mantra. Tadvanam tadvanam nama tadvanam ityupasitavyam sayah etadevam vedabihainam sarvani bhutani samvanchanti. So now the Phala Shruti is being said. I think I need to dwell on all of these mantras. Because I always had. Okay, so that Brahman is known as Tadvana. Why is it called Tadvana? That will be explained by Bhashyakara. So the Brahman is known as Tadvana. Therefore, it is meditated upon as Tadvana. And those who meditate upon Brahman in this manner, everybody loves that person. So, okay. So, what is being done? So, this is called Arthavada. When the Upanishad wants, when the Shruti wants you to do something, then it will, it will give you some statements so that which will lure you. into doing something. So, just by understanding these type of meditations, you are not motivated to go and do the meditation. So then the phalam of the meditation is told that if you do this meditation of Brahman in this manner, then everybody will start liking you. So then, if you are tempted into that route, then you will be tempted to go and do the meditation. So that sixth mantra is the uh, phalam of that meditation. Upanishadam wo bruhiti uktat Upanishad Brahmim Vavat Upanishadam brumeti. Then the Shishya tells, Shishya thinks that something else, remains to be known. So, hey Guruji, please tell me the Upanishad. Uh, then the Guruji says, I have told you whatever needed to be told. Upanishad has been told you. The Brahma Gnanam has been told to you. You please know that nothing else remains to be told. And then in the eighth mantra, thus the sadhana of this Brahma Vidya are told. That you may need some more sadhana to sharpen your buddhi, your intellect. So what else? Tasyai tapo damaha karmeti pratishtha vedaha sarvangani satyamayatanam. So for Brahma Vidya, the Sahayak Sadhanam, complementary means are being prescribed. Tapas meaning austerity or penance, Damaha means self-control, and Karma meaning Ishwararpana Buddhiya, Karma Yoga. Those are being prescribed for this Vidya as a complementary means of this Brahma Vidya. And Satya as well. So the Tapaha, Damaha, Karma, Veda, and all the Vedangas are the complementary means. The Tapa, all of them. So what are the complementary means? Tapas, Damaha, Karma, Veda, all the Vedas and all the Vedangas are all the complementary means. Like to know this, you have to know a little bit of Sanskrit, you have to know a little bit of grammar, etc. You have to know a little bit of chanting. So all of these are complementary means, and Satya is the Ayatanam. Satya is the main. Satya is in what this Brahma Vidya abides. So Satya is like the main sadhana. And then in the last mantra, the phalam of the Brahma Vidya is being said. Yo va etama evam. Yo yah vai etam evam ved apahatya papmanam anante swarge loke jeye pratitishthati. So in this manner, those who know this Upanishad, for them all the papa gets destroyed and they abide in the Mahan Swarga. What Swarga? In the Swarga of immortality. In this manner, the Upanishad ends with this statement. So, in this manner, the Jivan Mukti is being stated as the primary result of this Upanishad. So, third and fourth chapter essentially is that Akhyayika and the meditation on Brahman and the result. The main Upanishad, the main Kenopanisad is the first two chapters. The main teaching is the first two chapters. And like I said, the main, na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati, it is different from vidit, it is different from avidit. All those, the first chapter is Shravanam, the second chapter is Mananam, Pratibodha Viditam Matam, Amritatvam hi vindate. All these are the primary mantras of this Upanishad that you should dwell on. This is, yes, as a study you should know it, but dwell on the first two chapters. This is where you spend your energy. Okay. Okay, so we shall complete with the prayers. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Thank
Hari
you,
Om.
Pushti-ji.
Hari Om.
You condensed the whole thing in a brief